Ever wonder if there's a real connection between things, like a person's gender and their coffee preference, or whether a casino's die is actually fair? Statisticians use a powerful tool to answer these kinds of questions, the chi-square test. It works on a simple, elegant idea, comparing what you actually see in your data with what you'd expect to see if everything were just random chance. Let's look at its two main forms. First, the test for independence. Imagine we survey 100 people about coffee and find that more men prefer espresso than latte, while women are split evenly. Is that a real pattern or a fluke? The test calculates the expected counts, the numbers we'd get if gender had zero impact on coffee choice. Then a formula measures the total difference between our real-world observations and those chance-based expectations. A bigger difference creates a bigger chi-square value. For the coffee data, this value was tiny, just 1.01. To make a decision, we compare that number to a statistical benchmark, a critical value. In this case, the benchmark was 3.84. Since our 1.01 is much smaller, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. The observed link isn't statistically significant. Gender and coffee preference appear to be independent. The second form is the goodness of fit test. It's for checking if your data fits a theory, like testing whether 60 die rules match the distribution you'd expect from a perfectly fair die. But here's the most critical takeaway. A chi-square test can reveal a strong association, but it can never prove that one thing causes another. It finds the what, not the why. It's a tool that transforms messy categories and raw numbers into a clear verdict. Is the pattern real or just a ghost in the data?